Hi, I'm Steffi Berghmans. I'm one of the special effect makeup artists for Kryolan, and today I'm going to show you how to create the Drowned Maiden for our Halloween campaign. Hope you enjoy it. So first we're going to clean the skin with micellar water, just to make sure there's no oil residue anywhere on the skin, just to make sure that the prosthetics will stick much better. Right, so next up we're going to apply Marley skin, because we're going to apply a lot of different adhesives to the skin, so we just want to make sure that the skin is completely protected. We made these prosthetics specifically for the Drowned Maiden. So what I'm doing now is I'm just applying a little bit of the silicone adhesive Neo onto the skin. And what I'm also going to do is I'm going to apply on the back of the prosthetic, on the silicone area, so not on the plastic area. The plastic area is a thing that we are able to dissolve. What I'm doing now is we applied that silicone on there, so that will have a nice connection straight away. So I'm just pressing firmly onto the silicone area, that there's no air bubbles underneath it. So once that prosthetic is pressed on firmly, we're just gonna work around it. So I've got, again, my silicone adhesive here. I'm gonna lift up the prosthetic and I'm just gonna apply some more of the silicone adhesive right underneath here. And we're gonna press that cap plastic nice and firmly. And you can see as well, once you've got the silicone underneath there, how nice and translucent that cap plastic becomes. So once we have put the prosthetic down onto the skin, it's nice and firm, we're going to dissolve the edges with acetone. We're just going to use some Q-tips and we are going to dissolve away all of this flashing here. So you can see just a little bit of acetone and that flashing just immediately dissolves. And then I'm just going to work my way around. That way, that cap plastic just immediately disappears into the skin. Now just on the other side, again, we're just going to use a little bit of acetone, doing that rolling technique. It just gives a beautiful transition there. So now we're actually just going to repeat the whole procedure. We have about 4 different prosthetics that we are going to apply that are all in connection with each other. So once we've applied all of the silicone prosthetics, now we do want to make sure that these will stay on throughout the whole day. So we're stippling on a layer of Prosade just around the edge. Again, that will transition better into the skin. We're just going to let the Prosade dry, so you will know when it's dry, when it becomes completely clear. You can do as many layers as you want with this. Once your Prosade has dried, we're going to apply just translucent powder on there. What that will do is get rid of the tackiness of the Prosade. So we are ready to start painting. I'm going to show you the new FX design colors. For the base color, I will be using True White, Parchment and Steel. So what I'm doing now is we're gonna activate the paints with IPA. So what I'm doing is mixing those 3 together to get a nice base. And you can add as much alcohol as you want. The more alcohol you add, the more translucent your base color will be. Now, what we don't wanna do with these paints is like brush it like actual paint. So what we do is we add a little bit of that paint and we apply it in like a mottling effect. Once the alcohol is gone, it will look just completely like your own skin. Now, the next step, what we are going to do is we're going to splatter on the FX design colors. Now, you can use a chip brush for this. The shorter the bristles, the more control you will have. And what this will give you is that nice mottling effect. We're now going to focus on doing the eyes and the lips. So I'll be using all of these colors. Again, we're gonna go in with very translucent washes of these. I'm kind of just stippling it on. I wanna have translucency and randomness. With the orange stipple sponge, we're just applying more the deeper purple right into the deeper areas of the eye socket. Because the skin there is like 10 times thinner. That's why the color is just a little bit more obvious. Gonna bring that up into the eyebrow even, just to create like a bruising effect. So we're gonna apply the deeper purple a little bit more into the deeper areas of the eye socket, just so we have more the illusion that there's more depth going on. We can do like slightly veins and then you kind of tap it so it's not too harsh. Even with this here, you can just bring it outwards. So we're gonna repeat the same process but on the other side. So I'm gonna apply it in the folds of the nose as well. So now we're gonna paint the prosthetic pieces. So we're gonna start with lime. So it does look like a very vivid color. Make it pop in some certain areas. We are still gonna apply 5 different layers of green on top of this. Now we're gonna go in with apple. Same thing here. I do mix in quite a lot of alcohol in here just because I do wanna have a nice little wash. So we're gonna go in with the color moss now. That one is more of an earthy green. Then we're gonna go in with the color forest. And I'm just using a smaller brush for this, and I'm really gonna go into the deeper areas of the prosthetic. So now I'm gonna use the color dark brown and cool black to even enhance the depth even more in the pieces. So now I'm gonna use the same color forest. Again, it's more like doing a veiny kind of pattern. I don't want any like perfect looking lines. To be fair, it's just that same process of building up different colors on top of each other that will give you more that realistic finish. So once you have finished with all of these leaf details, we're gonna now start splattering a color lagoon, just because the leaves are now really taking over. So we're just gonna make her come forward a little bit more. So we're gonna, again, doing that mottling effect. Don't wanna overdo it blue. Blue can quickly make everything look too cold. The story was that she's been in a lake for such a long time. Like all of the leaves, all of the moss have kind of wrapped itself around her face. The lake have kind of consumed her. Now I'm gonna go in with the color crimson, right on top of that blue. Even again, getting your orange stipple sponge and creating that really cool bruising effect. Now I'm gonna bring this right into the ears here. Even taking that all the way down into the neck. And now maybe a few splattering of purple. Don't forget to splatter right underneath the chin. That's an area that a lot of people forget. So I'm using Supra color in dead gray on top of the lips. This will just completely take the color out of the lips and make it look more like an actual corpse. Now we're gonna do, again, some mottling of the lake ultrad right into the corners of the lips. We're gonna use a brown color as well on the inside, the inner part of the lips. As well, if you've been in the water for such a long time, like the lip color is just completely gone. So now with the dead gray color of Supra color, I'm just gonna soften up the eyes slightly. So once you've applied the Supra color onto the lips and on the eyes, you do have to powder it. Even on some areas where you feel that there's a little bit of shine, you can just go on top, just to slightly mattify it. So I'm gonna spray fixing spray on top of the makeup now. That way the makeup is completely sealed. It will just completely have a protective layer on top of the prosthetics. Now we're gonna just apply this glycerin all over the prosthetics, all over the skin. What glycerin will do, it will really create that wet finish. To complete the look for Drowned Maiden, we are gonna get costume and hair finished. Thank you so much for watching our YouTube video. I hope you enjoyed it. Let us know if you've got any questions at all, and if you could like, share, and subscribe.